Hi, my name is Bryan Miller, and this is Why I Run. So, growing up, running was something that was always a part of my life. I remember being in middle school, and we had a coach come out, and he was recruiting kids to see if they wanted to join a summer track team. And my mom felt like that was a good idea for me to join. It would be something good, keep me active, out of trouble, and keep me in shape. So I started running summer track when I was around 11, 12 years old. Eventually, things started getting better, and then I ended up running in high school, and then I ran pretty much any event. I ran anywhere from the 100 to 200 to the 400, the 800, and then I even ran cross country. I was running like an 18-minute 5K. Um, and then I got pretty good. I stayed kind of like a sprinter in the 200, 400 area. And then eventually I got a scholarship to go to Texas A&M. When I got to A&M, I eventually made my first U.S. team. I made the under 20 team, and I ran World Juniors in Big Dosh, Poland. That was my first time going overseas. And then in college, I eventually became a 10-time All-American. Won multiple championships. Uh, Made the finals in a single event, and then I eventually ran overseas for a little bit. But essentially after that, I kind of like lost the passion for running. It was kind of hard to keep it going, and then just over the years, I slowly declined and got out of shape. But it wasn't until recently this year, a good friend of mine, Troy, had essentially when I moved to Austin, he kept reaching out to me to get in shape, and we started going to the track, and I just started finding a passion for it again, and going to open invitation meets, and just training for something, having a passion for training something again. And I ended up losing like 15 pounds. I'm in incredible shape, and I'm pretty much back into the shape that I was again when I was in my early 20s. The reason I like running a lot is because, and it's something that most people hate doing. It's something that is kind of a secondary thing to most sports, but I enjoy it because it's something that you can't really cheat. It's either you got it or you don't. And when you're running, times don't lie, so you can really directly tell what your fitness level is. I like the feeling of a track workout because it's something that you can't, or a feeling of a running workout is something that you can't really get or replicate in a gym because you're moving your own body weight. And that feeling of getting a lactic acid to where like you can barely lift your legs, and um, being sore the next day, and you're really like getting your heart rate up, and you're to the point where you can barely breathe. It's something about that, that level of destruction of your body, and to where you actually feel like you're getting a good workout in. That's really appealing to me. Like when I started running again, you I just immediately got another level of confidence and another boost of energy, and I could drastically tell like I lost weight, and like I lost body fat immediately. I got back into running earlier this year, and it was something I was hesitant about because I know what my fitness level used to be, and I felt like it was kind of impossible to get back to that point. I was like, what's the point of doing it? And then when I started running again, we did a few workouts, and I almost gave up because essentially everything was hurting. My calves were hurting, quads were hurting, hamstrings were hurting, and I literally had to relearn how to train like an athlete all over again. From my diet, physical fitness, to stretching, to doing taking supplements, drinking the right type of water, and just learning how to start all over again and to think and train like an athlete. And then essentially, it just became easier and easier and easier. I think that running is probably uh, 80% mental and 20% physical, because literally when you're running, everything hurts or you feel like you can't do it, but you pretty much have to convince yourself to keep going every time you feel like you're about to stop.